Hello bloggers, this is the second installment of the, pardon the raging thunderstorm outside. This is the second installment of the Broccoli Hut videos. Today we will be talking about my favorite kitchen appliances and gadgets. I think the first one is probably pretty obvious considering I have a smoothie every single day. So I use a blender with some regularity. This is the one I use while I'm at home. It's Krupp's. I definitely recommend Krupp's brand. I also have a Magic Bullet that I use on occasion, but you can't use that for really heavy duty jobs. I use that for pretty small volume things that don't involve crushing ice. And I also have another Hamilton Beach one that I use at school, but I think by far this Krupp's one that I just showed you is probably the best quality that I've used so far. I have a multitude of blending gadgets. The next on the list is my food processor. This little guy. I just got this recently, so I haven't had as much time to play with it and try different recipes with it, but so far I've enjoyed using it for hummus, which I obviously make a lot of. Check out my hummus recipe page. And I also think it's good for making pesto, nut butters. You just gotta have patience with it, and any kind of sauce, really. You know, for example, the Eat, Drink, and Be Vegan, the Thai peanut sauce that you use for that pizza, that works fabulously. Next in the blending series is my immersion blender. This is by Cuisinart, and it just attaches like that, and plug it in and you can go anywhere with it. I use this more for in a hurry type smoothies and hummuses. You know, if I want to make a single serving of a hummus, this is what I use. It's also great for if you're making like blended oats or wicked thunder out there. And it's also good for just a real quick smoothie, things like that. And it's really easy to clean and maneuver. Next up is my George Foreman grill. I've had this little gem since high school, and I use it for a lot of things, but mostly for grilled sandwiches, you know, grilled cheese, paninis. It's also good for grilling tofu or tempeh, if that's the way you go, quesadillas, or, you know, things that are kind of like quesadillas but don't actually have cheese in them. You know, like when I put sliced bananas and peanut butter in them for breakfast. It's perfect. Moving on to some smaller gadgets. Microplanes. Love these. I use them mostly for zesting and grating garlic and ginger. I mean, the obvious use is for grating cheese or soy cheese. I don't really use it for that much, but it's very useful and I use it almost on a daily basis. Another thing that I use is this little plastic sieve. Probably cost all of 99 cents. I think it's meant for draining tuna, because it has handy dandy little indentations for attaching to a tuna can. But I use it for draining beans and canned tomatoes, things like that. It just makes life a lot easier if you're using canned goods. Alright, we still got power. And finally, my little food scraper. This is also another recent addition. This is KitchenAid brand. It might seem kind of superfluous and you think you wouldn't need it, but I obviously eat a lot of chopped vegetables and fruits. So I do a lot of what Rachel Ray would call chop and drops, which is, you know, where you have to scrape up the food and move it to the pan, or, you know, move it to your salad bowl. Still got power again. But anyway, I highly recommend getting these if you are like me and eat a lot of produce that needs chopping and dropping. With that, I will conclude my favorite gadgets video. I hope you have a fabulous week, and I will be back soon.